Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Soul is ready.
I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille.
I'm ready to dominate.
Are you ready for a war?
Ready to party. Yes.
Ready for this? Oh no, they were ready for that.
You ready?
When I'm ready to go.
Two.
I was born ready. Yes.
Calm down.
No! I said, are you ready?
I'm ready for this my whole life.
I'm ready.
Get ready. I'm ready. I was born ready, bitch.
I'm ready.
Oh, I'm ready.
I am so ready.
Welcome to New Dimension Comics presents Ready, Set, Geek. We are back at our favorite store, New Dimension Comics in Century 3 Mall, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where whenever we feel down about ourselves, we think, ha, Cleveland, they suck. Worst hellmouth ever, Cleveland. Huh? Gentlemen, this is the pitch off, and your time starts now. Get into those envelopes. Each of our contestants has an envelope with a card on it. On that card is an actor, an object or a location, and the name of a fake film. They will have 2 minutes to pitch me the best film coming up with those answers. That person will receive the first point and control of the board. And while they come up with that, let's meet our contestants. Starting us off is John Feightner. John is one of the brilliantly hilarious performers from the Arcade Comedy Theater. We have slowly been building up a collection of these actors, less because, best and brightest, but more they're willing to work for stale Ritz crackers and the cheese that comes from a can from a Goofy movie, because that always makes me laugh. John Arcade is 2 for 2 on the show, so, no pressure. And in the center square position is Chip Grossman. Chip is the supreme overlord here at our home base of Century 3 New Dimension Comics. Don't let Chip's demeanor Decepticon you, because he can float like a Starscream and sting like a bumblebee. If these jokes aren't transforming into laughters, then you obviously aren't as big of a Transformers fan as Chip is, who has an entire back tattoo of Michael Bay writing on Optimus Prime. Hey, welcome to the show, Chip. Finally, we have Chuck Fitzer. Chuck is an avid music lover as long as it's a band that you've never heard of. Beer lover as long as it's a local microbrew, and enjoys a nice flannel shirt and avocado toast. That's right, Chuck's a hipster. He actually only showed up because I played Elliott Smith music and trapped him. And I told him he can answer all of his questions ironically. I'm not even sure if it's uncool to welcome you, so greetings and salutations. I can't speak, I don't know hipster. And since I've already watched the Star Wars Last Jedi trailer more times than I have underpants to change into afterwards, I must be sitting in my own mess, refusing to look at myself in the mirror, and also Chris Lemke. I'm going to be judging these guys and hosting this show for you. And guys, if I need a spray like Axe Body, you just give me oh, that's 2 minutes. I want to hear about some fake films. John, what's on your card?
On my card is the actor Justin Timberlake. The object is a worn copy of James and the Giant Peach.
Oh, so good.
And the film title is, of course, The Monkey and the Middle.
Oh, very relevant in these desperate times.
Sure.
Chip, what you got?
I got the actors Ellen Page, the locations, the Hogwarts theme park in Orlando, and the film title is The Bow Breaks.
Ooh, dangerous. Because of, the prices of butterbeer. Chuck.
All right, my actor is Rihanna. My location is the Weather Channel. And my film title is 301. This is Sparta.
A sequel to 300.
Yeah.
Set at the Weather Channel.
Yeah.
Well, that is just crazy. Who writes this stuff? John, I want to hear about your film.
All right, so we're going to take Justin Timberlake. He is a man who is estranged from his family. He's not seen them in years. He was the middle child, desperately trying to hold his family together. Couldn't make it happen. So he is his last parent has finally died, very sadly. So he goes home and finds a box of all his old stuff in it, including his monkey friend, the only friend he had when his family was always fighting, named Mr. Bananas, naturally. But in a weird twist of fate, Timberlake falls down the stairs with the box of stuff, clunks his head, and when he finally wakes up, he knows that his favorite monkey, Mr. Bananas, is now talking to him. In fact, all of his old items are now coming to life and trying to get him to reach out to his other siblings who he's lost touch with. Now that his parents died, they didn't even come home to see what happened to their old house. So it's Justin Timberlake on an adventure in his own crazy mind. We have weird dream sequences where at one point he does, of course, enter the world of James and the Giant Peach because it was his favorite book as a kid. And the characters there help him all stop motion, I should say. This is not CGI. We're going back to old school dream sequences, the kind that you want to see Justin Timberlake dance to. And with this wonderful monkey, Justin Timberlake finds his two siblings, brings them back together to at least have one happy moment with his family once again. The monkey in the middle.
That's fantastic. It's the unofficial sequel to the Will Smith movie about concussions. Chip, let's hear about your film.
My film is a not titled sequel to Speed. So somehow she ends up with a robotic baby and has to get through the Hogwarts theme park in a certain amount of time or it will explode, destroying all of the butterbeer. With a surprise cameo for Keanu Reeves and that other dude from Bill and Ted.
Alex Winter's there too?
Yeah, he's there too, randomly.
That movie sounds like it will be excellent to everyone. Chuck, pitch me your film.
All right, so this is set in the somewhat distant future where Rihanna plays a meteorologist at the Weather Channel. And she predicts that there's going to be sun and one lovely weather in Sparta. And it ends up raining out the Spartan party that they were about to have. So they declare war, basically, on Rihanna and the Weather Channel. Flying to Atlanta, and there's this giant war between Rihanna and Jim Cantori. And then somehow Deion Sanders and Braves and the Falcons come in, and they fight, and the Spartans end up winning, and Georgia just falls off into the ocean.
Form the Lost City of Atlanta.
Yeah.
That's a Futurama reference right there.
That is a Futurama reference.
Right there. All right, guys, those are 3 terrible, terrible movies. But which one do we want to see? Do we want to see Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves coming back for Speed 3? Not, what was that, Cruise Control? Ugh. And no Sandra Bullock to ruin it this time? Or a Spartans coming back to wage war in Atlanta? Or Justin Timberlake in a hallucinogenic dream after he's knocked his noggin and is playing with his monkey the entire time? That sounds like something every Lance Bass could dream of. But I gotta go with When the Bow Breaks. I want to see this film. I want an electronic baby. I want Ellen Page racing through. I want her to have to stand in all of the lines screaming. I have to be able to walk 55 parks at a time. That's going to be our film. Chill's going to take the first point. He's going to head in with control at Creative Control, and we're going to be right back.
And sit down.
Warriors, come out to play. Warriors, come out to play.
Welcome back to Ready, Set, Geek. Chip was able to take the first point from the pitch off, and he's going to have control. Because who wants some? Yeah? Who wants to go? Who wants to fight? Because the first rule of creative control is we talk like all the time. It's pretty much what we do. It's the antithesis of Fight Club. But in order to remember Robert Paulson correctly, I need my inner voice. My devil on the shoulder. The guy who can overthrow financial institutions while getting crabs from Hello to Bonham Carter. He is Jack's sense of indignity, the master of the actually, the man who perilously holds a chair over my head while walking by me. It's Ow! Who hit somebody in the ear?
I do.
Mr. Bill Remango!
Hey guys.
How you doing, Bill?
Wonderful.
Did you know I was in Florida?
Yeah, you sent me the pictures from the beach.
I did. Were you at the beach?
No.
I feel superior already. Okay, so let's talk about creative control. Pitch. Pitch. Chip, you won the pitch off. You're going to be able to pick. Okay. After that, I want to hear you give your answer, and then everybody else give an answer. Then I want 60 seconds for an opening argument. 90 seconds after that to rebut these other ones and start putting yourself up as the better answer. And then 30 seconds to close us out before you guys, I listen, I figure out who's going to have the best, who's going to be controlled, who's going to do this every time. I just want to feel important.
We figure it out together as a team, as your counselor suggested.
I know.
Right.
I have to work better with others.
Yep, that's my leg.
So, if at any point you guys misspeak, if you happen to overtake your turn, go over your allotted time, Mr. Bill Romango is here with
well, actually,
you'll learn to love it. Just like my mother says to me all the time.
The counseling's really working.
It's not working at all. It's not at all.
Yeah.
So, let's talk about what our topics are going to be. Chip, you've got finish him better. Sophie's multiple choice, and no one expects the Spanish Inquisition. What are we talking about?
What was the first one? The video game one.
That one. I'm glad I don't work so hard on these titles and haven't soul crushingly taken it away. Finish him.
Finish him
better.
That one.
Our topic today, gentlemen, reboot any movie based on a video game and how it should be made. Let's hear some answers. Chip, what are you picking?
Super Mario Brothers.
There it is. Is Dennis Hopper in this one? Like just superimpose his face and...
Pop quiz, hot shot.
There it is. More speed references.
Oh, wrong movie.
Hey, no, that's what won him the point. Chuck.
Doom.
John.
I'm going for Max Payne.
Excellent. Good choices.
3 good choices.
All right. Let's get 60 seconds on the clock internally. Chip.
Producer.
We need that thing that counts. Because we're unable to do it anymore. Hey, it's Sarah, everybody.
Thrilled to be here.
Yeah, right?
All right, wait.
All right. We're going to have 60 seconds. Chip.
Wait. Okay.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay. Chip, go.
All right. So we're gonna reboot this franchise, and we're gonna get The Rock for something. He's probably gonna be Mario.
No. Sold. Give the man the point.
So we're basically gonna do Fast and Furious, Mario Kart style. So you've got the entire cast of Fast and Furious just driving around in carts, throwing shells, dropping banana peels.
Is the film going to be mostly about but how they're family?
Sure.
And how this time it's personal.
Personal for the family.
Stop it, we're giving him points.
Will be Bowser, and he'll be part of the family, and then betray them, but then swing back in a moment of, what's that word? Conscience.
Climactic indignity.
Like, you're my family. And he'll betray it.
That's time.
Toad will be the ultimate villain.
Oh! Did you hear that? He snuck that in.
Toad will be the ultimate villain.
That's sneaky.
I like how you had to think of the word. Like, what's that thing that I don't have?
Conscience. Thing where you go evil and then come back after not being evil.
It's called Jason Stathaming. Chuck.
What was that?
Jason Stathaming.
Oh.
So
okay.
I've turned him into a verb.
Yeah.
Because he's English. Chuck. 60 seconds. Let's do it.
All right, so Doom, I didn't have a whole lot of big problems with it other than the whole genetics in it, and Carl Urban, just wasn't a fan. So we're gonna bring in Jean-Claude Van Damme because why not? It's Doom.
Can we check Jean-Claude's schedule to make sure that he's free? He is? Okay, just
I think
check.
he might be.
I just want to make
he
sure.
might be. And the whole there was almost no hell. Doom's about hell. We need hell. They're gonna go to Mars to get quarantined, in which they'll find the portal to hell. and there's gonna be that whole scene where Sarge kills the kid. But we're gonna do that.
From the first movie, from the first game.
Well, yeah, and it was also in the movie. Like we're gonna do that, and because I thought that was good. I like that, and so that's gonna still come in. We're gonna keep the chromosomes in there. That's also gonna be a big part of that.
It's important for the building blocks of life.
And that's time.
We can have a special cameo by Mr. DNA from Jurassic Park for the chromosomes. It's a deep pool.
That's a deep pull.
I have a game
Maybe
show.
one that shouldn't have gone.
No, most of them shouldn't go. John, I want to hear about Max Payne.
Alrighty. I'm not a big video game person, but I know a little bit that comes down to me. So I remember from Max Payne that it's about a guy kind of slow down time. Or at least that's the mechanic. So you can do the bullet time stuff. And there was a really cool scene in the game where he was just like hallucinating, hearing weird screams, hearing baby cries. So knowing that that's what seeped through pop culture, and knowing that the original movie was terrible, Marky Mark, no need, angel business that no one wants to see. I thought, let's throw everything out and just go hog wild. So if you want crazy time stuff and weird screaming, I'm going for Max Payne as directed by David Lynch. So just utter insanity, let him do whatever he wants. It will be a man who probably can actually control time, shift in any way he wants, bouncing around through different portals to whatever strange universes Lynch has inside his brain. And just for my own fun, we're going to have Max Payne himself played by Thomas Jane, who I think is the noirist man we got for that kind of work right now.
It's time.
Solid pitch.
Solid pitch.
I immediately thought of Kyle MacLachlan, like with guns. It was like, oh, that's a... What's James Woods doing? Oh, ostracizing everybody. Anyway. All right, so 90 seconds is going to be on the clock now. I want to hear why your pitch is going to be better than everybody else's. Why do you want to see your movie? And these other ones are already box office busts. Chip.
Well, we're gonna get Michael Bay, and we're gonna bring we're gonna have these super hot rod carts and zoom and the weird camera, and the thing's gonna go over. You see the blue shells and gonna be swearing, and we're gonna give Marky Mark a job because he doesn't want him, so he's gonna be Mario. We're gonna bring back John Leguizamo to reprise his role as Luigi. We're gonna get Megan Fox as one of the princesses. I don't know which one.
She has to be the Daisy one. She's not allowed to be Princess
We're gonna
Peach.
go back. We're gonna do practical effects with Yoshi, and we're gonna get what's his name from Golem. Andy Serkis as Donkey Kong. Maybe Diddy Kong. We can work out the contract dispute there. Special effects by ILM.
So it'll be special effects and practical.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they do practical, right?
I just see a mix of giant Donkey Kong and then Yoshi is one of the raptors from Jurassic Park. Again,
You still have 15 seconds if you want to keep going.
Why your film over that?
Mario Kart. I got a blue shell. You don't got a blue shell. I can defeat anybody with the blue shell.
That is the only superiority I ever feel in my life is when I have a blue shell.
You got 3 red shells?
I'm just gonna leave that alone and where you want.
I got blue shells, man. Chuck, 90 seconds. Your film over everyone else's.
All right. So first of all, I take Mark to Mark being Mario personally. I just don't like it. I mean that's just personal opinion.
You don't want to hear the Italian Boston accent?
He also said The Rock was going to be in it, and I didn't hear any mention of The Rock in that. I thought The Rock was going to be Mario, and now that's gone. So I was really excited about that, but now it's just gone.
He feels threatened by
I think that just Doom overall just makes money. I think the whole genre of the horror and hell, right? It's gonna be PG-13, obviously.
Will it be though?
Yeah.
They're making more R-rated stuff.
Yeah, I don't want this to be rated R though. I think people I want 14-year-old kids, 15, 12-year-old kid should be able to see it at least. But I mean that's I don't think it should be rated R. I'm gonna get Robert Rodriguez to direct it.
Excellent.
And I'm also gonna bring in Edward Burns, who was in Saving Private Ryan, to be the lead in that. I'm also gonna bring in Daisy Ridley.
Can we check Ed Burns' schedule right now? Make sure
think he's free.
Okay, he's available.
And Daisy
Jean-Claude Van Damme and Ed Burns are both.
and Daisy Ridley.
And Daisy Ridley.
She's a little tight out.
Yeah.
Tougher to get than the
I
first.
just want to see the agent pitching. So you're going to be in this movie. You're going to be a secondary character to Jean-Claude Van Damme and Ed Burns, but you're in hell.
So you got like 5 more seconds. No.
Yielded. All right, John. I want to hear more about this fantastical world.
I mean, imagine, basically, video game movies are terrible as is. So whoever is who's paying enough money to get David Lynch to do a Max Payne movie has given him complete control over whatever he wishes to do. So it's what Twin Peaks: The Return gave us, all us Lynch fans, is going to be 10 times more, because now he doesn't even have any of the extra no showtime through him, because someone has just thrown him an intense amount of money just to go, whatever you want to do, do it. And he's like, fine, now I'm going to do it with a man with 2 guns who can twist his way around time. I think it's everything we want, and all the questions we didn't get answered in Twin Peaks: The Return we will think are in Max Payne, and we will see them, because we can make any conclusions we want from his weird world. On to the other movies on the board. We had Super Mario Brothers, Fast and the Furious style. If you're putting the same stars in there, I think The Rock is already kind of putting a video game movie out very soon. With the
Well, actually, it's a board game movie.
Board game, but now it's a video game in a board game. The new
I'll accept it.
It's already seemed tired as is at that point, and let's face it, the blue shell is going to be the answer to everything. We're going to see the ending coming a mile away. We know what's happening.
You never see the blue shell coming.
That's the anticipation.
But we, the audience, see it's coming. As far as the Doom remake, I don't think making an awesome bloody hell movie for PG-13 it really works out, because they tend to bleed it down. When I was a kid, I saw RoboCop. Kids find a way to see awesome movies filled with blood and guts.
That's time, John.
I'm hoping that's not true as my child roots through my collection and finds Deadpool. Hey, can we watch this? No!
Is that the only thing he's going to find, Chris?
Well, there's a
Is that
reason
even
that
like
there's
the
no,
first thing he's gonna
there's no room on it. What's inside of Deadpool? That's a different movie. Okay. All right. So, Chip, my question for you is: you're basically pitching a Super Mario Fast and the Furious. What's going to separate that outside of that basic premise from just being another fantastic Fast and the Furious movie? Like a fantastical version. No, a fantastical version. I apologize.
No, fantastic.
Okay. Chuck, I'm getting Doom. I've seen Doom. I played those games relentlessly. But what I'm not hearing is, how are you really differentiating yourself from that original Carl Urban, The Rock movie? Which, despite it being terrible, has a couple of cool scenes. But you keep hitting on those same scenes that we've already seen. What's going to make it stand out? And John, what's the lynchiest thing that we're going to be seeing out of this film? Where are you really going to make your mark, as opposed to it just being a standard shoot 'em up with Matrix time, which already feels a little dated now? Okay, Chip, 30 seconds, please. Bill.
Ready? Begin.
I got Michael Bay. Do I need more of anything? I got like special effects and sound and boom, explosions and like, red shell, boom, hit a banana peel, boom. Like, you know, you come in before the race starts and you've got Peach and Daisy and their Michael Bay get-ups just leaning over the tires and like, come on. You're gonna get like GM to be able to make some cars and they'll be able to like you know, cross-sell and you're able to go to, you know, your Chevy dealer and get your
That's
own,
time. Those aren't ideas, those are special effects. Anyway.
What's the difference?
Yeah, I don't understand the difference. South Park reference.
Yeah.
Shock.
30 seconds. Close it out.
So what's going to be different from the original Carl Urban movie is more or less going to be a prequel to the game as a whole. Like I said, I touched on this is why they're going to Mars. They're going to go to Mars to be quarantined. They're going to see this creature. They're going to kill this creature. Marines are going to die. There's going to be big scenes with that. Like I said, the kid's going to get killed. There's going to be this whole scene with Sarge. The kid's going to go in, have to kill these people, and he's going to refuse, and he's going to get killed right there.
That's time.
And John, lynch it up.
The lynchiest thing I could think of, and certainly I could not think as lynchian as the man himself, but naturally, Max Payne will do more than just shoot people with bullets. He will go even further. After shooting a person and blowing a hole in their head, he will literally crawl inside their head and start rummaging around and destroying their memories as they slowly die, eliminating everything that is them until there's just a black nothingness behind.
Wow.
Wait, are you ready? Are you ready? It's video game drum.
Marginal at best.
Oh, that's as best as I normally can get. All right, Bill, let's talk about these.
Sure.
What you think, buddy?
So, let's just acknowledge the fact, unless you can think of anything off the top of your head, has there ever been like a good movie that was based on a video game?
There has not.
And I think the big reason for that is the lack of interactivity, right? So you have to tell a good story. And Chuck and John had some good stories with their Chip. You really made me laugh, but those were just special effects and not ideas. But I'll tell you what, I might go to that movie rather than the other two. So I don't know, it's a tough choice. Chuck, you really got me at the end when you brought up the point of making it a prequel and kind of showing what happens before we get to the game. I think expanding outside of what we already seen in the game is a good idea. But John, the idea of the Lynchian thing at the end, where you crawl into somebody's head and erase their memories, that sold it for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Chuck, I kind of fell into the same thing where I wanted to hear. Doom has such a unique visual style. It has such a unique setting, and you hit a little bit on that, but I would have liked to know more of what the point of the film is going to be. And even still, like, are we going to just doing a straight up first person shooter, like, what was that, Hardcore Henry or something like that,
awesome.
to do something a little different, to really meld into that first person shooter, which hasn't been overly used yet.
In film, you mean?
Yeah, the best scene in Doom was the first person shooter scene.
Yeah, no, there's not much first person stuff in film.
Which that could really be, that as a selling point for that.
Sure.
Chip, there's no way in hell that film doesn't get greenlit. There's no studio in the world that wouldn't say, yes, make this, here's all the money. And points to you for that. But the film that I would absolutely the most want to see is a Max Payne, a game that I really enjoyed, a movie that did not capture the essence of it at all. And bringing David Lynch into that world, I think, is a really cool play. I think you argued it really well. And having Thomas Jane, it's strong cast. I think the visuals are going to be really cool. You really hit on how noir and how different it's going to be. It could very well be a terrible movie that makes no money.
Absolutely.
But I appreciated the artisticness of trying to do something different with the video game. I'm going to give you the point. I think that's the one that we want to see.
All right.
So John's going to have control for the next round, and we're going to be right back to talk about some more stuff and things.
You gotta work on those outros, man.
Outro.
Well, if it isn't Dale Dovick and his little butt buddy.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but I'm gonna kick you repeatedly in the balls, Gardaki.
Let's go!
Welcome back to part 2 of Creative Control. John was able to hammer out the last point, which means he is in control of the board. Let's talk about some topics. Number 1, sound tracking shots. Number 2, you like that one?
It's clever.
I know, I try.
First time in a while.
Number 2, a terminable offense. Number 3, how I picked my mother. What are we talking about?
Seriously, counseling.
That one took a long time to come up with the title.
All right. I think we will go with the mother one.
I knew it.
How I picked my mother.
Knew it.
Who is the best TV mom that you wish was your mom? Ooh. It gets a little personal there. Oh. Gotta hit that upgrade. That's a Beyonce song that I can't afford. Edit that out! Me? All right, John, who you got?
I'm going with Joyce Byers from Stranger Things.
Ooh, okay.
Oh,
We're
really?
sticking in the David Lynch tone of this show.
Really.
Chip.
What's her name? Lauren Graham. Lauren Graham?
Gilmore Girls.
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
Ooh.
Chucky Baby.
Oh, on the spot. I'm going to go with Carol Brady.
Oldie but a goodie and still a hottie. All right, John, let's get... What?
She died.
Yeah. I have weird tastes.
Counseling. That'll be the name of this episode.
Counseling. Ready, Set, Geek presents Counseling. An hour and a half long podcast with Mark Maron. All right, John.
Ready, set, third.
60 seconds. Let's go.
Certainly I enjoy the horror elements of Stranger Things. That's why I leaned in that direction. But truthfully, what you want is a mother who will love you and take care of you, even when times are their darkest, even when you are trapped in an underground universe being hunted by a monster, even when the government itself is saying that she should give up and leave you in that said dimension. To have a mother who will fight tooth and nail, no matter if she looks crazy or insane, will fight for you and find for you and try to bring you back to the light. That much love is a wonderful thing to have. And also, she meets you at your level. If you are trapped in this underground universe and the only way you can talk is by flickering light bulbs, she will find the way to communicate with you on your level. So I think that makes her a powerful mother.
You have 10 seconds if you want to keep going.
I have nothing else to say.
Time yielded.
Yielded.
Chip, Lauren Graham. Let's get some coffee and talk about it.
That's it. Coffee. She's real. She can be your friend when you need, no mom steps in, and then you have a heart-to-heart, and then you have ice cream, and then donuts, and then you don't gain any weight because it's a special power of that universe.
You have like
40 seconds.
More seconds.
Lauren Graham.
You had me at never gaining weight.
Never gaining weight. Yeah. Things go real bad, you just fall on her rich parents. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Time is yielded. Strong arguments.
That was a strong argument. All right, let's hear a story about a lady named Brady. Huh?
You're really trying this.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Chuck, it's your turn.
For the record, I could have argued that so much better.
Oh!
Anyway, Carol Brady's just the quintessential mom that everyone wants. She was attractive, she was smart, she was funny.
It's important to have an attractive mom.
It really, you know what? It really is,
Counseling.
Because my mom's not, so. So, I mean, everyone wanted to, have her as a mom. She was comforting, even when getting hit in the face with a football, and your nose is swelling up like a balloon. She was the perfect mom.
You have
Even
20 more seconds.
Lorelai Gilmore is terrible.
Chuck came out swinging.
I know. You also heard Lauren Graham and pants just immediately came off. It was a look in his eyes. It was feral.
Yeah.
Feral
sure.
look. All right, 90 seconds to start saying why your mom's better than all the other moms. Go.
Well, I think I've listed many reasons why. I don't see Carol Brady getting an axe and attacking anyone, thing, or monster to save my life.
That would be a very, very special episode.
Would be a very special episode. The Specialist. And as far as what's her name from the Gilmore Girls? so sorry, not watched it at all.
Lauren Graham.
Lauren Graham, or
Lorelai was the character.
Lorelai was the character. Gotcha. She mostly trying to exist in that universe. I think would just be tiring to talk that fast and try to be that witty. So
like you're doing right now.
But,
go ahead.
So trying to keep up with that over the course of an entire lifetime would be terrible. I have downtimes, which I take very seriously. So I think that would be a troublesome thing to keep up with. I relate to what I've already argued, that you want a mother who loves you unconditionally, even when the universe itself is fighting against you. I think Joyce Byers is the choice, the wonderful choice. Even though, look how passionate she is. She seems crazy to everyone. That's how much she loves her child. That's how much love you want. That you think she must be nuts. How much she loves that child.
Very well.
Excellent. All right, Lauren Graham, Lorelai. I watched a good bit of this show.
You would.
I did. I just, it's a
good show. Can I just say her name for 90
Do you
seconds?
like pumpkin spice lattes and Uggs?
Why are you so basic? All right, Gilmore Girls, let's reunite on Netflix. Because it's the thing that happened.
Chip, it's your turn.
All right, so we got all this fast talking, pop culture knowing. Like, we can talk about trailers, and like we can talk about every trailer, and we can get everything done in like 90 seconds, and then not have to talk about Star Wars. You could talk about every aspect of the new Star Wars trailer in like 90 seconds. Like, then we can move on, and we could go watch Blade Runner and talk about Blade Runner for like, real fast, and drink more coffee and have more ice cream. We're still not gaining weight. Like,
you have like a minute.
A minute.
Why? So why is Lorelai?
Why is this universe better?
Because it's where is it? Where's it located?
Stars Hollow.
Stars. It's up there. They got trees. They have a gazebo. They have awesome trees.
That's a good argument.
Flowering plants.
Hold on, nobody else is the goddamn gazebo.
Luke's Diner.
Just give him the point, man. Luke's Diner? Alright. Chuck, try to beat Luke's Diner.
Good luck.
Oh, I actually own the entire Gilmore Girls series on box.
That would have been your answer, wouldn't it have?
That's why he's scratching.
Yeah. So I can just tear down Lorelai if I really wanted to.
Do it!
I don't think he wants to.
I don't want to, but I'm gonna have to.
Is there a safety word involved in any of this?
Pineapple.
There it is.
We had to rely on her parents for money, and then like basically selling her soul every week, just to go to Sunday dinner with her parents. That just sounds so terrible. I wouldn't want to do that. She sleeps around. She doesn't know what she wants with her life. She's sleeping with, Rory's dad. She's with Rory's teacher. Both of those are just terrible decisions, sleeping with your kid's teacher. Carol Brady would never do that. Carol Brady would also never be a single mom because she has strong family values.
Her husband died.
That wasn't her choice, though.
Or was it?
Lorelai was a teen mom and made terrible decisions and drives a crappy old Jeep, and she won't get it replaced. She could. She won't. Also, too much coffee. I love coffee, but she drinks way too much coffee. She's too fast.
That's how you talk that fast.
That's too
that
fast.
You have
Too
Aaron
fast.
Sorkin ghostwriting your scripts.
Just way too fast. Also, Luke's Diner.
All right, guys. Scenario.
Why'd you yell it like that?
Because it makes it sound more intense.
Okay.
Scenario. You have just come home with 2 Fs on your report card. And you change them to an A. But now you have been caught. And your mom and you have to have this conversation. This is real tough, not based on anything that has ever happened to me. How is your mom going to deal with this situation to make sure that this is something that you never do again, that you've learned your lesson, and that you will be better prepared for things in the future? 30 seconds.
Yep.
John.
Well, clearly in this universe, I will run away. Sad that I set my mother will trip into a dark universe, which I will unable to escape from. But she will get me out, and of course at the end I'll be like, I will never get F's again. Thank you, Mom.
Hurl the child into a dark universe. Yeah, you may have changed it to an F below, but that's because you're in the upside down. Go! Huh? That's a Stranger Things reference coming back next week. Chip.
She'll probably go complain to Luke. And then her mom will tell me to send me to boarding school. Then she'll come and yell at me. Then we'll spend half the episode angry at each other. And then the end of the episode will be at night, and it'll involve coffee and donuts and ice cream.
And no waking.
Yeah.
Where would all of this be happening? The coffee and the donuts and the ice cream?
In that place. Stars Hollow? Right there.
Not at
Luke's Diner.
Luke's Diner?
Yeah. Luke's Diner's turn.
So, I think Carol would just come in and just sit me down, have a nice talk, ask me why I did it, have that, quintessential, what are you doing? You need to do better, study, I can help you study. And she would help me study, and she'd sit down, and we'd have dinner, and we would go up to my room, and we'd sit there, and we'd go through my textbooks and read, and figure it out, and then I'd do better at my next test.
Excellent.
And not sleep with the teacher.
Not sleep with the
That's right. I was being like, well, obviously Lorelai's going to have sex with my teacher, and everything will be better. All right. Mama, they didn't just kill a man.
I thought you were calling me Mom.
But they did get F's. How do you feel about things?
I don't know what you were doing.
I don't know. I was trying to go Bohemian Rhapsody, but I couldn't tie it back in, and then I was just on an island. I was on an island of metaphor that I couldn't.
You're really light on your feet there.
Yeah.
No, so in terms of these arguments, all three strong arguments for moms that would be fun to have because of enduring almost crazy love, because you can have coffee at Luke's Diner, and because of all American values. I think the best argument came from Chuck when he severely cut down Lorelai and how bad of a mom she is. She sleeps around and takes money from her mom and everything else. So I think of all of them, I think Chuck had the best argument. But John, when you first said Winona Ryder's character from Stranger Things, I was like, what? But when you really think about it, yeah, she moved heaven and earth to get this kid back from the upside down. And that was a strong argument, but I think Chuck's was the best because of how aggressively he attacked the other arguments.
I think Chuck had the best answer to the question. Because there is, to be a mom, it's great to be there for the times when your life is in peril from a psychotic demon monster. But that's not an everyday mom.
Sure.
Because you're not always there. Sometimes you're just hanging out with your friend Barb. And then when Barb's not around, you're like, hey, where's Barb? Stranger Things.
Yeah, but the mom wasn't friends with Barb.
No, but I just wanted to make a Barb reference because we're talking about Stranger Things. And I believe that it's actually mandated that I have to do like hashtag, where's Barb? She got an Emmy nomination out of this.
We got to start writing down your jokes pre-show.
It's all on the fly, baby. Chip, I love Lauren Graham, and I liked her as a mom. I would have liked to see you hit back a little on Chuck's argument. But there is that camaraderie that she has with Rory, and there is that ability to just be able to sit down and hash everything out, and nothing's better than a conversation. And she is a very maternal figure. And Carol Brady's Carol Brady, man. Mm-hmm. And I like the answer, and I feel like you had the best real-world application to our query of how are you going to deal with this situation, which is why I wanted to take us out of sort of the fantastical and take us out of sort of the realm of it's not just about boys, which Gilmore Girls every other episode was about, or getting into Yale. I know too much about this show.
Not enough.
I'm torn because I like all three of these, and if you smash them all together, you've got one super supreme badass mom. You really thinking Carol Brady?
Yeah.
Thinking Carol Brady?
Yeah. And again, remember, this show's not about the best answers, it's about the argument. I think Chuck gave the strongest argument.
I think he answered that 30 seconds the best. And that's what I really wanted to hear is, I wanted to hear the mom of it. And Chuck, you came home with that, and you hit that really hard. So Chuck, you're going to get a point, which of course brings us to...
Tiebreaker, 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 tiebreaker.
Do too many of these. Okay, we're going to be right back, and we're going to figure out who's going to break this tie to go to the boss battle.
Tiebreaker, 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 tiebreaker.
Larry, look. It's been quite a long time. A lot of jobs. There's no need for this, man. Let's just put our guns down and let's settle this with a fucking conversation.
Tiebreaker, 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 tiebreaker.
The whole time. The whole time. The whole time. No. All right, guys, here's how this is going to work. I'm going to ask you a question, and I expect 3 answers. After that, you are each going to have 60 seconds to explain to us why your pick is the best pick. Whomever doesn't have the best pick will be eliminated, while the other 2 move on to the boss battle. It's quick, it's succinct. We're going to knock this out. Ready, Bill?
It's quick, it's succinct, and it happens in 60 seconds.
Yes.
Remind you of anything? Whose turn is it first?
Chuck, here's the question on the board. Blade Runner 2049 just came out, a sequel that is set 30 years after its original. Pitch me a sequel set 30 years after its original.
A Blade Runner?
No. Any film. I want to hear a sequel set 30 years after.
Okay.
Okay?
Do you want to give him a second?
I will give you them a second. Hey, how you doing?
You're bad at the ad-lib thing.
We're it's cool and casual, and we're keeping it fresh, and
You just like look up words on Urban Dictionary. And
I have like word of the day toilet
yeah,
paper.
Truly. All right.
Chuck.
You kids ready?
Got an idea?
Wait, they're still thinking.
Oh, no.
Did you see Blade Runner?
I did.
Was it good?
I really, really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I want to check it out.
You really should. If you have any love for the original, it's absolutely worth seeing. It did not do well at the box office, so I'm hoping positive word of mouth and people like me who have massive influence in Hollywood are going to be able to get this thing going.
Counseling.
All right, enough time. Chuck, I want to hear a movie.
Dunkirk.
Dunkirk. All right, John.
Self-serving, but it will be the sequel to Buckaroo Banzai.
Oh. And Chip.
Grumpy old men.
Well, actually, you mean Grumpier, because they already made a sequel.
Oh, sure. Grumpier old men.
Grumpier older men and Furious.
I'll be interested to see
I just want to hear how
yeah.
it ties into Fast and Furious.
60 seconds.
Chuck,
begin.
All right, so Dunkirk 2, more or less,
Dunkirkening.
is going to be set in 1974. It's going to be an alternate timeline, and it's going to be World War III in 1974. Basically the Cold War, but bigger and louder. And it's going to be set in Dunkirk, Iowa.
Okay, you have 30 seconds. If you want to try to tear down their ideas, you could do that too.
Leave Lorelei alone.
Luke's Diner. Grumpier older men. Just sounds displeasing.
What about grumpy and old? It's supposed to sound pleasing.
Displeasing.
I will not sit in a luxury seat and be grumpier than eldered. Okay.
All right.
I'm calling it.
That's the first use of the word displeasing we've had on this show, and it was perfect. All right.
And it brought great joy, ironically.
It did, yeah.
John, Buckaroo Banzai.
My simple argument is the end of Buckaroo Banzai ends with him saying, and he will return in Buckaroo Banzai against the World Crime League. We have been waiting long enough for this movie to return.
Have we? What is Buckaroo Banzai? Why don't I know this film?
Let him finish his argument,
Okay.
and then we'll talk about it.
It's a lovely, insane science fiction film. Basically about a man who is the greatest super in the world, also the greatest rock star, greatest doctor, greatest cowboy, greatest samurai. He is everything rolled into one. It's basically, it did everything in the 80s that Doctor Who is doing now, but did it crazier and in a fashion that nobody got. So I think the world is ready for it now. And as I said, the movie ends with them saying this sequel is happening. It hasn't happened in 30 years, so it happens now. With certainly the actors are older, but Jeff Goldblum is, I think, aged like fine wine. So I would love to see him return. I think it would be amazing. I want it. I know every Buckaroo Banzai fan wants it. All 5 of us.
I can't believe I don't know this film.
We'll get into that.
Do you know this film?
Yeah.
I'm heartbroken. I shouldn't host a game show anymore. All right, grumpier, older, minier.
And begin.
All right, so we're gonna bring in M. Night Shyamalan. It's basically just gonna be another grumpy old men movie, but just gonna get to the end and they're dead. It's Grumpy Dead Men, which will spin off into a sequel, kind of like Poltergeist, and Ghostbusters will come in over here. And
Why is that movie better than the other two?
because I'm gonna CG stuff. I can't remember the actors' names.
Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon.
Jack Lemmon. We're gonna CG them, and they're gonna be ghosts. And
Oh God!
don't go see this.
It's like Fred Astaire with the commercial with the vacuum cleaner dancing. Oof! What a great opening line, though. So we're gonna M. Night Shyamalan this thing. All right, I want to hear.
So let's talk about Buckaroo Banzai for a second. It's literally as though an 8-year-old was given $10 million in a Hollywood script.
I can't
And
believe
it's
I
like,
don't know.
I want to be a samurai and a cowboy and a superhero, and it's all that rolled into one. And it's one of the most 80s like awful but amazing
It's really
movies ever made.
And it has like a History of the World Part 1 ending where it teases a Part 2.
Yeah, because like the guy who made it, I forget what the director's name is, but was so convinced that people around the world would love this that they'd run out of the theater and be like, make a sequel, and it did not happen. Because it's pretty terrible, but it's pretty awesome at the same time. So yeah, we got to have a Buckaroo Banzai night. That's hilarious that you haven't seen that. Anyway, as far as the arguments are concerned,
M. Night Shyamalan versus Dunkirk, Iowa.
Yeah, the Dunkirk, Iowa thing threw me for a loop. I was like, well, that could be interesting. You know, the survivors of Dunkirk, you see their story. No, it's completely not that.
Basically, Dunkirk 2 is Red Dawn.
Yeah,
More, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Go Hawkeyes instead, though.
Yeah.
U.S.
exactly.
lost World War I though, and World War II in this timeline.
Well, actually, Chuck, that doesn't factor into our
I can't-
decision. 'cause
I
that
heard
happened
nothing.
at the time. The jury will strike that from the record. Anyway, the weakest of the 3 arguments, it's tough because when you just go, we're just going to M. Night Shyamalan this thing. Which could mean so many things. I can't call it. What do you think, man?
I think if you had led with their poltergeist right off the bat, and then just do like they're actually the ghosts on the other end of the poltergeist movie,
yeah,
throwing the ball back and forth and stuff. Why is this damn kid throwing the ball? No, it's funny. Watch this. Let's put up the chairs and screw with these guys, and just those two causing havoc.
Yeah.
But you also ended your argument with, please don't go see this.
Yeah. You know what? Chip, I'm sorry. You told us.
Which is, it just sucks because I think that's interesting and you tie it into a franchise. But just don't see this as an eliminator. Dunkirk 2, where America's lost every war.
Yeah.
And we're now a third world country, isolated to Iowa. Yeah. It's going to win. Chuck, you're going to the boss battle. John, you're going to the boss battle. That was a tough round.
Chip, you
filled
put up a good fight, my man.
Terrible. I like everything that Chip brought to the table, but I want to hear some stuff about Century 3. You guys have been home to us since the beginning. We can't thank you enough for everything that y'all have done for us. Talk about some stuff that people can be able to find you.
We're on Facebook, Instagram, Indie Comics C3. You can find us on there. Got a bunch of event stuff. We have a gaming event thing going on this Saturday. You can save some money on some games, play some other stuff.
And you have your Halloween special on the 28th, right?
Yes. Costume contests, lots of cosplayers. And
it's going to be a good time. It's always a blast when they do this event.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's get ready for the boss battle. John and Chuck, let's see you duke it out to see who's going to be this week's Geek of the Week.
Oh, you've got to fight, all right. Wrong move, baby.
Welcome back. We are at the boss battle. I've got John. I've got Chuck. It's mano a mano. We're going to figure out who's going to be the Geek of the Week. John, really enjoyed your last pitch, and I'm going to give you the opportunity. Would you like to go first or second?
I'll go first.
All right, you're going to stay right here. Chuck, I don't want to see you. You're gone. Bill, get him out of my face. Get him out of here.
You're playing point guard with this team.
I know, man. Look at this. I can play on the Knicks because I have nobody.
I meant because we're all tall and you're short.
Oh. I could be John Starks, Spud Webb, Muggsy Bogues. These are basketball players' names that I'm saying on a Geek.
They're all from NBA
Please
Jam.
stop being
One of them was in Space Jam. It's okay. All right. 10 questions, 60 seconds. It is your job to match these answers to the people that we have been polling. Okay? The time starts when I stop speaking. Are you ready?
I believe I am.
What is Heath Ledger's best film not named Dark Knight?
10 Things I Hate About You.
What is the most famous video game character?
Super Mario.
How many Oscars does Daniel Day-Lewis have?
3?
What is the best game featuring Mario?
Paper Mario 2, 1,000 Year Door.
Who is the best sidekick in comics?
Robin.
Who is the best Disney prince?
Pass.
What is Bill Murray's worst film?
Garfield.
What is Denzel Washington's most iconic movie?
Malcolm X.
Who is the best Looney Tunes character?
Bugs Bunny.
Who is the scariest horror movie villain?
Freddy Krueger.
Who is the best Disney prince?
The one from Little Mermaid.
Can I get a name?
Prince Adam?
That's by the power of Grayskull. I don't believe that that's correct.
That's my answer, though.
All right, that's round number 1. John, if you could take your way back to the hidden corridors where we have the entire cast of the Brady Bunch just back there waiting. Carol Brady's back there. She's ready. She knows what she did. Hey, Bill. You bringing Chuck back to me?
What's that?
Chuck.
Who?
Chuck.
Oh, the guy from the show.
The other person who makes me feel inferior about my height. Oh, hey, Chuck, how you doing?
Brought him out for you, Chris.
Hey, appreciate it. So timely. All right, Chuck. I'm going to ask you 10 questions. You are going to have 60 seconds. It is your job to match your answer to everybody that we have been polling. Do you understand?
Yeah.
The time starts when I stop speaking. Are you ready? What is Heath Ledger's best film not named The Dark Knight?
A Knight's Tale.
Who is the most famous video game character?
Link.
How many Oscars does Daniel Day-Lewis have?
5.
What is the best game featuring Mario?
Super Mario 3.
Who is the best sidekick in comics?
Robin.
Who is the best Disney prince?
Aladdin.
What is Bill Murray's worst film?
Steve Zissou.
What is Denzel Washington's most iconic movie?
Gore.
What is the best Looney Tunes character?
Taz.
Who is the scariest horror movie villain?
Mike Myers.
And that's going to take us to the end. We're going to tabulate these. We're going to come right back. We're going to bring these guys together, and we're going to figure out who just won. We are back. We have votes. They have been tabulated. We used highly sophisticated computer person that I asked very nicely. And now we can go through the boss battle and figure out what these number one answers were. Quick rehash. What is the best Heath Ledger film not named The Dark Knight? John, you said 10 Things I Hate About You. Chuck, you said A Knight's Tale. The number one answer was A Knight's Tale. It's called a lance. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, Bill. Who is the most famous video game character? John, you said Mario. Chuck, you said Link. And the number one was indeed, it's a me, Mario. I'm going to do voices for all of these. It's not going to get old at all.
Could you not?
How many Oscars does Daniel Day-Lewis have? John, you said 3. Chuck, you said 5. Number one answer was 3. What is the best game featuring the aforementioned Mario? John, you said that nerdy thing that...
Can you repeat that?
Yeah.
It's Paper Mario 2, 1,000-Year Door. Continuing my brand of the night, that was completely self-serving. I love that game. I didn't care what anyone else had to say.
And Chuck, you said Super Mario Brothers 3, one of my all-times, but the audience said it was Mario Kart, featuring the cast of Fast and the Furious as directed by Michael Bay. Who is the best sidekick in all of comics? John, you said...
Robin.
Chuck, you said... Robin. And of course, the answer was Robin. Everybody loves Dick. Who is the best...
You said a funny joke.
I did. I just needed to work myself up to a good dick joke, and that's all it was. Who is the best Disney prince? Chuck, you said...
Aladdin.
John, you said... I think you said Prince Adam from He-Man. And by the power of Grayskull, the number one answer was, in fact, Aladdin. What is Bill Murray's worst film? Chuck, you pissed everybody off and said The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou.
I'm sorry?
Steve Zissou. Steve Zissou.
Just move on.
Steve Zazu. And John, you said Garfield. The film he regrets most on his deathbed after being shot in the chest was in fact Garfield. Denzel Washington's most iconic movie. John was Malcolm X. Chuck said Glory, 2 brilliant films, but he won the Oscar for Training Day and Glory, but won the Best Actor for Training Day, and that was the number one answer. Who is the best Looney Tunes character? John said
Bugs Bunny.
Chuck said
Taz.
The answer is Bugs Bunny. And finally, 'tis the season. What is the scariest horror movie villain? John said
Freddy Krueger.
Chuck said
Mike Myers.
Both excellent choices, but he gets into your head and he knows when you're sleeping. Freddy Krueger was our number one answer. So let's see how this is going to shake out. I need Bill to bring me an envelope. Hey, it's not even sealed this time, and it's reused. We could be like actual like conserving energy people, like Captain Planet.
He's a hero.
Do I keep going or do I let it go? At what
I believe
point?
he takes
I'm
pollution
so
down to
scared.
0.
Licensing. I just want to get the loot and plunder part. Everybody, just lead me to that part. All right, the winner of this week's Ready, Set, Geek, the Geek of the Week is John. Congratulations, John. Nice job.
Thank you.
All right, Chuck. Well played, sir. You made it all the way this far. Really proud of you. How about you tell some people where they can find you?
I guess just twitter.com @ChuckChuckGoose.
Chuck's from Buffalo, so we're at peak interest right now. It's just a little wide right of a good name, but you're good. You're good. Oh, sports jokes. Chuck, thank you so much for coming in. But much like Will Smith's real father, we don't want you, man. Please leave. John, congratulations again, sir. You were able to really... That's 3 for 3 for the arcade comedy, guys.
Snap.
I'm telling you, we're starting a dynasty here. This is unprecedented. Tell these guys where they can find you.
You can, of course, find me multiple times down at the Arcade Comedy Theater. We just got opened up a new space down at 934 Liberty Avenue with 2 stages. Grand opening is coming in November, but sneak peek shows are already happening by the time you see this, anytime you see this. And if you're looking for a good geeky show to see down there at Arcade, check out Knights of the Arcade, a D&D adventure-inspired improv comedy show.
It's absolutely hilarious. I love watching these guys perform. It's a great theater. I'm really excited to go see the new space, too.
Cool, thank you.
Really looking forward to it. And you can look forward to a very special show, our penultimate show, if you will. We're not going to have special guests because we are the special guest. It's going to be Bill Romango. It's going to be Sarah Rosenberger. And it's going to be your host, Chris Limke, going mano a mano a femano against one another to see who is taking the championship, because in 2 weeks, we wrap Season 1 of Ready, Set, Geek. We crown the champion. It's good times, guys. I'm really excited. I feel bad for just how awful I'm going to beat you at the game show that I created, which if I don't win, it's going to say an awful lot. So apologize to everybody right now for your poor showing next week. I'll go ahead and start gloating. We're going to figure out some bets and everything else. And if you guys have ideas, find us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube.
The biggest thing is to let us know what you think, the three of us. The loser, I would say the one that doesn't make it to the boss battle, that person really has to go through some kind of awful bet loss.
Let us know what you guys want to see.
What should that person have to do, say, wear, eat? Something. It's gonna be
And
gross.
just how bad we want to make sure that Bill is never allowed to look his family in the face again. Especially your brother, because you have to look up.
Counseling.
Thank you so much, guys. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Send this out. Let's keep growing. Ready, Set, Geek. And we'll see you back next week when I embarrass the hell out of the people that I love more than anything else in the world. Oh, no! Oh, no! He's got him in a clothesline.
I just think it is going to say a lot
RKO
about
nowhere.
wipe the floor with you.
Watch her win all 3 points.
I know, she's going to...
crying, like...
Shut up and sit down.